Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Nos, and today, I guess it's time to farm some dislikes, if the reaction to the Nintendo Direct is anything to go by. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I love your face. If you're new here, welcome, sit back, relax, and have a good time. Before I begin, I'd like to say that if you're the kind of person who'll go out of their way to review bomb over 10 years of video games over a stupid video game reveal video, please leave. Thank you. Seriously, I can't believe people are so upset over that Nintendo Direct that they would go out of their way to do this. I am literally ashamed by my own people. This needs to stop. Anyway, if you've been out of the loop, earlier today, Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct Mini dedicated to showing off some of their third-party games coming to Nintendo Switch, and the reaction has been less than ideal. Now, at the risk of sounding offensive, I'd like to ask, what did you f***ing expect? Yes, it was short, but it was clearly announced that it would be a mini Direct, and no, it didn't contain any news about any upcoming Nintendo titles because it was clearly labeled as a partner Direct. And this leads me to question myself. Judging by the people's reaction, why? In what world do we live in, where people are so entitled that they expect every single video game reveal to be made for them? If you went into this partner Nintendo Direct expecting news about that rumored Super Mario Sunshine remake, you did this to yourself. It was never about that. Alright, let me set aside my outrage at people's reaction to talk about what was actually revealed. Now, I won't deny that a lot of this stuff had no effect on me, even though I do have a sparkling interest in a few things that were shown off. The Direct kicked off with the announcement of 3 brand new DLCs for Cadence of Hyrule. This includes a character pack, a song pack, and an additional story content pack coming later this year. Cadence of Hyrule is a great game, honestly, and while I'm just very casually interested in the game, this new content looks pretty neat to me. Next, they moved on to some shooter game and some wrestling game, which are really not my cup of tea, but hey, some people may enjoy those, and all the power to them. I don't care, so I'm just gonna move on to the last 2 announcements. Now, if you noticed, the screenshot you saw earlier with all the review bombs were all for one particular franchise, Shin Megami Tensei. And that's because during today's Direct, they announced a remake of SMT3 and they revealed a release date for SMT5. Obviously, I'm a bit biased on these reveals because I'm a huge SMT fan, so for me, this reveal was pretty hype. And I assume that everyone who's been waiting for news since it was first shown off a few years ago are also really excited to finally have a release date, whatever that means with Atlas. All in all, would I consider this Direct weak? Sure, it was a little bare bones, but I'm also conscious that not everything is made for me. Why can't we just be happy about other people getting information on games they care about? An argument I've seen floating around a lot is that Nintendo has been silent regarding upcoming first-party games for a very long time, and they keep comparing this silence to Sony and Microsoft, revealing all these amazing upcoming next-gen games. Keyword, next-gen. Comparing Nintendo to Sony and Microsoft right now, who by the way, are currently in a rush to sell you their upcoming brand new console with games that have been in the works for a few years already, is a ridiculous comparison to make. Sure, Nintendo has been silent for a while, we haven't seen any big Direct for a while, but honestly, do people forget things this quickly these days? So far this year, without even looking into it, I can think about 3 big releases from Nintendo this year: Animal Crossing New Horizon, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and finally, Paper Mario. And before you argue with me, yes, Monolith Soft is considered a first-party developer for Nintendo. That is 3 big games so far in 2020. I would have to compare with Sony and Microsoft, but I really can't be bothered to do that right now, because I do not feel like it's relevant. I guess what I'm trying to say is, whoever went into this Direct dedicated to showing off third-party games, expecting news about Mario or whatever, should manage their expectations. For one, I think it's really nice of Nintendo to show off their partners, just like they do with indie developers. I just want to go back to a time where people would get excited about games, and if the games being shown are not for you, just move on. Be happy for other people. Your time will come. Whatever reaction I've seen today to this Direct is upsetting. It really feels like we are on the wrong timeline. Be nice to each other and stop expecting everything to be made for you. This is Nos Syndrome signing off, and I will see you next time. Love your face.